All right, so we are live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Blooming Lotus Healing channel. My name is Jikara, and I am a spiritual response therapy practitioner, a spiritual healing facilitator, and I am hosting this beautiful live every Thursday at noon here on YouTube to share knowledge and to bring other practitioners, other people that are, sharing the light and the love with all of us. And today we have a beautiful repeat loving teacher that she's been just sharing so much wisdom and so much love with us. And she is an author, a spiritual medium. She's an amazing reader, an amazing healer. And she's really good at teaching and also sharing so much knowledge about crystals. So I was able to bring her back, and we're going to be talking about the root chakra and how to heal your root chakra with crystals. And so for those of you who have been watching this for a while, you know who this is. It's Dawn Marino, and I can't wait to bring her in. So let's bring her in. Hey!
Hi. Hello, how are you?
How are you? We're so excited. We were just backstage, kind of like, so excited about coming live and sharing this beautiful space. I love you so much. And I see
Oh,
already Seashell saying, hi, Jikara Dawn. And she's
oh,
saying, Team
nice.
Dawn.
Oh.
Exactly, Team Dawn, y'all. I love
Hi.
it. And then thank you, Seashell. She's saying that we look beautiful. Well, thanks. Well,
Thank
thanks,
you.
thanks. We do that. We're getting all primed up for you guys. But yeah, so so I'm so excited. I'm so excited to have you back. And
Thank
thank you so
you.
much for your time and your loving energy. It feels so good to have you here. And yeah, so we were talking about the whole idea of talking more about crystals, and then we were just going back and forth on what are we gonna talk about next, and then the chakras came up, and it was so funny because I said it, and you were like, "Oh, I was thinking about the chakras too," and I was like, "Yeah."
Yes, I
So so it was so cool that was like great minds think alike. And yeah, and I feel like the chakras are so important to address, right? Like for us to like pay attention to, because they what that they basically tell us what's happening energetically for us, and it can affect the way that we are expressing in the world, right?
absolutely.
So I just wanted to ask you a little bit about how do you get started with working with the chakras and the crystals? Like, how did that get started for you?
For me, I was going through my own healing journey, my own health issues, and I had already been connected to crystals. This was maybe 13 years ago or so, and the more research that I was doing and the more intuitively I was tapping in, the more that I saw there was this huge connection with my emotional well-being, physical well-being, spiritual, mental well-being, and the chakras. And there's just, I mean, you can dive so deep and talk all day. There was just such a great connection, and the crystals are such a great means of support and almost like supplementation to kind of help you with it. It's a great way to work on healing with them, especially because you have something tangible.
Yeah, because we tend to be in this 3D, right? So we kind of
Yes.
need some of those tangible tools, right, to help us connect to the essence and the energy. And so I just wanted to ask you about so we're gonna be talking about the root chakra today, and then you're gonna be coming back, right? And I'm so excited about that. You're gonna be coming back to talk about the other chakras. So
Mhm.
tell me, in essence, what do you notice for like whenever you're like seeing your clients? What is the typical thing that you notice that is a problem, like a problem with the root that you would say, okay, this is definitely a root chakra situation that we need to address?
Yeah. A lot of times they won't be feeling themselves. They'll be feeling very disconnected, not really familiar with themselves anymore, off kilter, shaky, not feeling secure, overly worried, overly anxious, almost as though they don't have that like foundation under them anymore. And, even like physically, they might be having stomach problems or problems like in your lower extremities, your lower region, and just feeling very not at ease and not embodied in themselves at the time.
Would you say
Yeah.
that maybe someone who deals with a lot of fear, like you feel fear can also bring the root chakra out of balance for
Yeah.
people?
Yeah, it's interesting you said that too, because I was reading a book the other day, a healing book, and they were talking about how excessive fear is often connected to an imbalance in the root chakra. When you have like that excessive fear and just that like anxiety and just levels of fear that are not proportionate to the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
There's likely an issue going on with an imbalance in your root chakra.
Yeah, because to me, when I think about roots, I think about a tree. Like, when you think about a tree, the tree is very just grounded, it's secure, it has its roots very deep in the ground. And when you see a tree, just it doesn't look like it's gonna go anywhere, right? It looks like it's well supported.
Yeah,
And so I feel like when I guess we can compare ourselves to a tree, and trying to think. I mean, I guess that's the way I look at it myself. Like energetically, am I feeling like a tree right now? Or am I feeling like I'm gonna fall down? And then that typically will let me know if I'm really rooted or not, or grounded or not. So
yeah.
yeah, so we have some people here, and I just kind of wanted to acknowledge some
Oh,
of our beautiful viewers here. We have Jennifer and we have Lisette. Thank you for coming in. We're so excited. So if you have any questions for Dawn, please feel free to ask any questions here on the chat. We'll be basically just answering all of your questions about your how to heal your root chakra with a crystal. So of course, right now we were kind of talking about how can you determine if you have a root chakra problem or situation. So if you are dealing with something right now and you're wondering if it's root chakra related, you can just type it here on the comments, and then our beautiful teacher today, Dawn, can
thank you.
help us determine if that's the case or not. So I wanted to ask you, like I feel like when we're looking at the chakras, we kind of both agree that we start at the root. And I feel like that it's the base, right? It's basically the base of everything. It's where everything kind of starts, where we want to really be in that embodiment, be embodied in that, in our body. And I feel like that's part of the root, right? It's just like feeling that embodiment, feeling that grounded essence of ourselves. And so what are the ways that you have been able to use the, like, practically speaking, how can people use the crystals to help themselves with the root chakra imbalances?
Yeah, absolutely. So, with the crystals, as we were saying before, they're such a tangible thing, and you can often feel the energy with them, particularly if you are having an issue like an imbalance in your chakra. The chakra, the root chakra, is near like the tailbone, like in terms of placement. Um, and so, if you wanted to place a crystal there, or you can kind of place it between your legs or at your feet, which I can talk more about. But actually using them on your body or near your body with the intention of helping you to ground is a big thing. The biggest issue with when you're doing this kind of healing of yourself, of your chakras, the crystals will help support your healing very, very much. But if this issue keeps coming back, then you will have to kind of go in and see, well, what is causing this fear? Like finding the root cause maybe on an emotional level or a spiritual level, you know, if maybe something is triggering you and making you anxious. So they're really great to work with also while you're trying to discover what it is that is causing, you know, this upset within your system, especially energetically. And they offer so much support. And they're just a really great way. I mean, you can use them on you physically, or you can have them in your space. You can wear jewelry, but they definitely help with that balancing, because you're wanting to sort of clear the energy, clear the issue, and balance it and allow flow back into your root chakra, because that the energy isn't flowing when there is that disruption.
So I wanted to ask you about the, because okay, so you were mentioning having it close to you, or wearing it, or putting it on your body. Do you feel that's that's the optimal way to use the crystals to heal your chakras, like to place it close to the area? Of course, you know, you said with the intention, but close, like actually on the body. Do you feel that's the best versus like just having it like on your desk, or you know?
I do. I do. And you know, one of the things too, you know, you don't need the biggest crystal, you know, you can have a small one, but if you wanted to get several different ones, you know, a great thing you can do is either at night, you can put some grounding crystals by your feet, like under the covers, like by your bed. But if you wanted to just take time out of your day and lie down with the crystals, and you can put some at your feet, you can put some in your hands, you can put some at your lower back or between your legs, all for grounding. And because the root chakra is such a dense energy, it's such a like a denser energy, the more crystals that you use, or the more amount of time you sit with them on you, the better the benefit. So if you can take maybe a half an hour, you will get more of a benefit, because they need a lot of time to kind of help transmute all of that dense energy.
That is so interesting. I never thought about the timing.
Yeah,
That okay.
yeah,
So at least 30 minutes, at
yeah,
the very least.
yes.
And then I'm imagining that we want to clear it, right? Every time we use it, we might want to clear the crystal, right? Because it's moving all of that energy, it's getting all charged up with all of our stuff, right? So do you
Yeah,
recommend to clear right after?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do. And even sometimes before, because
Oh.
the crystals that you use for the root chakra, a lot of them tend to absorb energy. So even sitting in your space, they're still absorbing the energy around you. So for at least very much for like a root chakra and the lower chakras, I would clear them before using them also on you, even with just like a little incense, or you know, I would do a more hearty clearing after you use them, but I would give them just a quick little clearing before putting them on you, since they do absorb all of that like lower energy.
Yeah, all that dense energy. You
Yeah,
know, it's so interesting. I never thought about it that way, but yeah, it makes sense that the root chakra is the denser, it's the heaviest one, and
yeah,
it can affect, you know, the crystal a little differently than maybe versus the crown, right?
yeah,
You know, so that makes so much sense.
yeah,
And then if you think about it, when we think about fear, like these very heavy energies of like, you know, like they are very dense and very heavy for us to move through and overcome whenever these are showing up in our energy field. So
yeah.
we have some questions here from our audience. So Jennifer Kilberg is asking, what particular crystals would you suggest for the root chakra?
Yes, I have a bunch that I brought over, because I was also feeling, you know, particularly for like this group, some crystals that you might resonate with just intuitively that I brought over, as well as some of the tried and true, you know, well-known ones. But before I name them, it's funny, the root chakra is associated with the color red. So I love that you're wearing like a red shirt.
Oh, look at that. Yes. I was guided this morning to wear red. I was like, red. Okay, so that I'm representing the root chakra, y'all.
I know, it's perfect.
That's awesome.
Right? I love it. Um, so the first crystal I would recommend is red jasper. It's a very nurturing kind of crystal, very gentle kind of grounding. It just makes you feel, it's like that slow grounding, that slow energy. So it's not overpowering, but it does the job. Red jasper is very like a supportive crystal. It's like that friend that's always interested in your well-being, like that, that kind of crystal. Another one is hematite. I only have a really small piece here, but hematite is very, it's very purifying. Like when it comes to that kind of energy and just sort of clearing things out. If you think about your dominant side and your not dominant side, like the hand you write with and the hand you don't write with, if you want to sort of draw down a lot of that grounding energy, then put a crystal like this by your right foot or in your right hand to kind of draw down that energy, because it's a very balancing crystal that absorbs a lot of that negative energy. So hematite is really good for that. The other one is moss agate. It's a green crystal, green and white, and there's a strong nature connection with the moss agate. It's grounding, it's balancing, and it keeps you really connected to earth energy, which, going outside and walking in the grass and being in nature is super, super grounding. So the moss agate kind of brings that into your home. So,
Yeah.
um,
It sounds almost like I don't know. When I think about moss agate, I just think about this beautiful just space of just filled with greenery and just very just welcoming and just calming, and that's I don't know why I feel like that's the energy of it. I may be wrong, but
yeah.
yeah, that's how I
That's
feel like.
absolutely how it is. Yeah, it's that's so much how that crystal is. Absolutely.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know why I felt like I've never worked with that specific one, so now I'm kind of curious to work with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I recommend that one. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
So,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, no, I was gonna ask you with the hematite. So the first one, the red jasper one, I was thinking about. Is this a good one to use? Like maybe for well, if you're having like maybe like a little bit, you're feeling a little panicky or maybe a little bit overwhelmed with, how sometimes we have stresses that bring us off balance, and they can affect the root in that way where we don't feel as grounded, and that's why sometimes we have these panic attacks or these anxiety. Like I know I've dealt with that. Would the red jasper be a good one for to help me ground, like bring that energy back? Would that be a good supportive one? Because you said that it was kind of like a supportive friend, like maybe you know, maybe that would be like that supportive energy that's maybe if you need that feeling like you need that support, or that backbone in a way to help
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Definitely if you're feeling like that. But if you want something a little bit more like quicker, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
black tourmaline is more like to the point, like, like a quicker sort of strong calming, because I definitely have experienced the anxiety too and that like panic. The red jasper is great, but if you have reached a point where you're like, oh my God, I need like this instant kind of calm,
Yeah. Okay.
then
I see what you're saying.
I would do more of like the black tourmaline.
Okay.
Yeah. And then also with that, garnet is red. That is actually a really good grounding stone because it grounds you from your heart all the way down to your root. So if you're feeling
Oh
like
wow.
shaky and like, you want to feel grounded in your heart and like, safe and secure, garnet it gives you that sort of strength and that feeling of like solid.
Oh wow, I love that.
Yeah.
So, garnet is actually my birthstone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a
Oh, I love
January stone.
it.
So I didn't even know. That is so cool to know. So okay, so then it will be more tourmaline, and then could we use more than one at the same time? Like if, for example, like I use the tourmaline and then also the garnet, for example, or like mix them up a little bit, mix and match.
Absolutely, absolutely, especially when it comes to grounding. I brought over a piece of petrified wood, and something like that with the moss agate is like extremely like nature grounding. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can absolutely use more than one at once. And I would suggest, I mean, you can absolutely just use one, but three minimum of different crystals, or the same if you happen to have it, because it is such a thick, dense energy that you're trying to transmute and work through. So you need more of that like vibration and frequency to cut through it. So absolutely, like put a whole bunch.
Yeah, girl, I've been doing it wrong. I've been just like one little crystal, and I'm like, why isn't it working? Especially for the root. So that makes sense. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And have put a couple by like the soles of your feet, because we have chakras on the bottom of our feet that also connect us to grounding. So put some there to like pull you down, and some at your root. And if you want to hold one or in each hand or in one hand, you can do that too. And onyx, black obsidian, those are good grounding crystals also. And you can kind of feel too like what it is that you need for that.
Yeah. So Moonstruck is saying that's what I've been doing too. So she's been. What have you been doing, Moonstruck? Have you been doing what I did, where I was just doing one crystal, and that poor crystal was working so hard to try to help? I probably would have had to leave it for like 3 days on me. But and then so Seashells is asking a really interesting question. She says, well, today we're talking about crystals, Seashells, but she's actually asking, and I know this is kind of off topic, if there's any foods that could help with the root chakra. Because she doesn't have any crystals. So, and that's a good idea, because maybe you don't have access to your crystals at that moment. Could any food be preferable for the root to help with the root?
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting too, because when it comes to the root chakra, the kind of food associated with the root is like protein type food, like that heavy filling kind of food, or root vegetables. I think she mentioned like beetroot, potatoes, like earthy foods and proteins are associated with the root chakra. So absolutely. And even like eat it with that intention of it grounding.
Oh, wow.
To amplify it. You can even hold your hands over it for a moment and ask that this help to ground you. And if you don't have the crystals too, and you really want to work with one, you can ask like your guides or to help pull in that energy, just to call on the energy of the crystal so that you can feel it and work with it.
Okay, that's beautiful. Oh, I mean that makes a lot of sense. Like even doing both, like if you have access to both, using both the food. But if you don't have access to the crystals, then that well. And I know, Seashell, I know because you live in Mauritius, and I know that over there it's a little harder to find crystal shops. At least that's what I've heard from people that live over there. So so I understand. But also, I mean, what do you think about shells, and if somebody goes to the beach and maybe picks up something from the beach, what do you think about that? Dawn, do you think that would be helpful too?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I keep some seashells nearby too, because they give you that earth nature connection. So that can absolutely help ground you as well. Yeah.
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 Especially seashells. I mean, if you're close to the ocean, close. I mean, if you live close enough, maybe you could go grab some whatever calls you, right? Maybe go to the beach and walk around and find something, find some shells that call you. Because I know that that's how I am too. When I go out to the beach, not all shells call me. There's certain shells that call me for whatever reason. So grab those. And then, so she says that she has many seashells. So then maybe you could use those. Use the ones that you already have. And then alongside with the foods and see if that helps, And so Jennifer is saying, great definitions, clarification with the crystal guidance. Thank you. You're so very welcome, Jennifer. I'm glad that we were able to help you. And then Moonstruck was saying that, yes, she was also using the crystals like I was, just making them work so hard. One little crystal. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, it's just, and then now that you're giving us this new, because I did not know that, that the timing was also important. Like I just thought, well, I'll just, use it for 2-3 minutes and that was enough. But the fact that we're talking about the root and it makes so much sense. It needs a little longer to process everything and then combining different crystals like that. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I'm so excited to start working now with the crystals. And start using them properly.
Exactly. And it really is very transformative, and it can definitely help support, healing and balancing your root chakra. And another one I wanted to mention is smoky quartz. This is one of my absolute favorites for grounding, especially if I'm feeling really unsettled. I will put this by my feet at night, like under the covers, because it's just so... It's a good one for grounding. But you can, another thing, when you are lying with the crystals, or trying to lie with them or sit with them, make sure that you're breathing and mindful of your breath and just really calming your nervous system and your body. And you can even say like a mantra, like I am safe, or I am secure, I am grounded, just to really like hone it in and work to embodying that.
And then that makes a lot of sense, using those mantras to help you focus the intention, so that way the energy is, at least your intention prepares, right, your energy field to say, okay, we're gonna go ahead and, because we are the conscious creators in our lives. So creating that beautiful mantra alongside with the crystal, that's just such a powerful thing. We become the magical witches and wizards, right? Of our lives, which I love. That's so beautiful.
Exactly.
Moonstruck is saying, Moonstruck, I'm having fun with you. Look, she's saying, I'm going to set them at a place at my dinner table. They're gonna be your ongoing friend. You're just gonna set them there, and then as a reminder, let me use you. Which one am I gonna use today? Right? Just have all of them there. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah, so I just wanted to also just mention that if because I don't always feel the energy of the crystals, but I feel like I do feel better when I use them. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So if you don't feel the energy of the crystal, don't let that stop you from using the crystal. What do you think about this, Dawn?
I agree 100%. There are some crystals that I work with that I've never felt. Do you know what I mean? Or some that you feel sometimes and not all the time. So it doesn't mean that you're not getting the benefit of it. It doesn't mean that you're not receiving the healing benefits if you don't feel it. So don't let that discourage you or make you think that it's not working.
Yeah. So, and the reason why I say that is because I've had people tell me like, oh, I don't really feel anything. Like, I don't really know if crystals are for me. What would you tell people that maybe say, well, maybe they're not for me because I don't know, if I, I don't feel like other people feel, the crystal. I don't think that I have the, the power or the healing abilities that other people do. What would you tell someone like that that's, that feels like, maybe they feel discouraged because they don't see themselves as someone that can use them for themselves as a way to, as a self-healing tool?
Yeah, and I've met people who have felt that way, and I would say if working with crystals is something that you want to do, don't let that discourage you. It doesn't mean just because you're not hearing the vibrate or feeling the vibration, it doesn't mean that you're not still connecting to it. With all of our gifts with healing, we sometimes receive it and work with things in a different way than other people. So it doesn't mean that you're not still connecting to it and able to benefit from it. So I would say to, try different methods with the crystals or give it a little bit more time, knowing that just because you're not feeling it in that way doesn't mean that it's not working or you're not receiving it. Now, if working with crystals just doesn't resonate with you, then, by all means, don't. But if it's something that you really still want to do, but you're not feeling it in the way that you think you're supposed to be, that doesn't mean that it's not working. You know what I mean? It just might not be showing up in the way that you're expecting it to, and to just try and work with it knowing that. And sometimes that might shift and all of a sudden you feel it differently. Even now, after all these years, my relationship with crystals is shifting and transforming in new ways. So I would just say be open to it and just sort of allow it to happen on its own the way it wants to.
I wanted to ask you too, are there any crystals that, for example, like especially for the root, because we're talking about the root chakra crystals, are there any crystals that shouldn't be combined with the root chakra crystals that may not help, or does that even matter? Because I don't
Well,
know. I was just thinking about that right now.
yeah. So yeah, crystals that are more like a higher vibration, like selenite, celestite, like the light colored crystals and the blue crystals, like the ones that are meant to sort of elevate you and kind of take you higher with your energy to connect, they're definitely not really going to ground you. So you might
Mm.
notice like a clash, or, it might not be as fully grounding for you if you're pairing something that's meant to really, help you connect like to your higher self or your guides. That is not grounding energy. That's energy that's trying to help you like lift your vibration up a bit to connect. So some of the like the lighter colored crystals, they are more meant to elevate your vibration, and they are not as calming. I mean, some of them are calming, absolutely, like some of the, like blue lace agate, like those kind of lighter colored crystals. But if you're really trying to ground yourself, I would stick with like the black crystals, the red crystals, some green crystals. Like those will really concentrate on that.
Yeah, I've heard some people use also amethyst for grounding. I don't know if that. What is your opinion on amethyst and grounding?
Yeah, it's interesting. I find amethyst to be calming and soothing, but for me personally, I don't find it to be grounding. However, if with someone's energy it complements in such a way that it does ground you, then that's awesome. For me personally, I don't find it to be grounding. I do find it to be kind of, peaceful and calming, but I don't feel very grounded when I work with it.
Mm.
Yeah.
So would you say that, for example, if someone wanted to use amethyst, because I know that a lot of people use amethyst for, for calming, for stress relief and all that, could they use amethyst and also a grounding crystal, or is that too much of a higher
Yeah.
vibrational crystal?
No, I was just going to suggest, perhaps maybe amethyst in one of your hands, while you're using grounding crystals, then, absolutely see how you feel with that. Yeah, you can pair it. Like that is one that I could see you pairing with grounding crystals and it not, having an effect where you're not really feeling the grounding, so absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so okay, so let's go through this. So when we're looking at the crystals, where let's say we're at someone is at the crystal shop and they're like, okay, I'm gonna find my grounding crystals. They want to go towards the darker color ones and the red ones, correct? That those are the
Yeah.
ones that they want to go towards.
Yeah.
Okay, and then also the green ones. Those
Some
are typically. Or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, some of the green ones like the green moss agate, seraphonite, is very grounding nature. Like the green ones that are more nature oriented will also help with grounding. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then when you select the, because I mean all of them are going to be a little different. Like you were saying, one of them kind of helps you with removing the energies. Another one helps you with kind of more of like that support.
Hmm.
And then the other ones are kind of, so it would be safe to say to select the ones that are more related to the issue that you're having or that you're feeling at the moment, right? So, for
Yeah.
example, if you're feeling unsupported, if you're feeling maybe a lot of anxiety or fear, then select the crystals that are going to be more aligned with that. Just not look at the color, but also look
Right.
at the essence of the crystal.
Yeah.
Do you recommend any? Because I mean, I know that there's so many resources out there, right? Of finding out what the crystals are for. Do
Hmm.
you recommend any resources out there that you feel are more aligned with, I guess, with the values of what you have felt with the crystals personally?
Yeah, you mean in terms of information?
Yeah, in terms
Yeah,
of information, like to find
yeah,
out what they're good for, especially because if you're
yeah,
out and about, at the crystal shop, you might, some people, I know
yeah,
for me, like I'll go and I don't know exactly what the crystal is for. And sometimes they'll be nice and they'll have the information there. Sometimes they'll have it there, but sometimes they
yeah,
won't, you know? So what would be a good
yeah,
resource for people to search maybe online, or if
yeah,
there's a book or something that you can recommend for that
yeah.
type of stuff?
Absolutely. Online, there's a website called Healing Crystals. I've actually done a lot of updating for them on that website for the crystals. I've written a lot of the descriptions, like edited them, revamped them. They have a very extensive resource of each crystal. They have like a whole database, so you can look up the crystal. What chakras it goes with, what its properties are. So a website like that, Healing Crystals, is really good. There are some books. There's the Judy Hall Crystal Bibles. Krista Mitchell has some good crystal books to reference. So there's definitely some good books out there and some websites. There's I'm trying to think. Hibiscus Moon has a crystal website, and she comes from a very science background, so there's always some interesting information with the crystals there also. So,
Okay, so
uh,
I love that. Thank you, because I
yeah,
I feel sometimes like when you're in the middle of shopping for a crystal, you might not see, and you want to find something that's going to help you, right? Like especially if you're dealing with a situation.
yeah,
So, of course, you've shared with us all of the information of the ones that you're sharing. However, if someone finds like just another one that wasn't mentioned here today, at least they have a way to find what is exactly that is going to help them with versus what you shared versus the one that you shared, the
yeah,
ones that you shared today.
yeah.
So, hi, Cece.
Hello.
So I just wanted to ask you also about the best way to cleanse the crystal after you've done a work with it at the root chakra, because you mentioned that you wanted to do a little bit more in-depth cleansing. So what is the best way after you sat with your crystals for 30-40 minutes, or maybe you did like the overnight, put it on your feet, or and then the next day you're ready to put your crystal back up on your shelf or whatever. What
Yeah.
is the best way to cleanse a crystal after you have worked with it, specifically for the root?
Yeah, specifically for that, I like to run it under water, like under the faucet for like a minute, and or burn different herbs in a bowl and have it over it for like a minute, and like I kind of watch the smoke and see how it, sometimes it shies away from it until it's like completely like going like engulfing the crystal so that it's really cleared of all the old energy and kind of comes back to itself.
Yeah, that's funny that you're saying that because that's true. Like when you first cleanse the crystal, it kind of goes like different directions, and then suddenly just kind of like, I am cleansed now. It kind of lets you know. Yeah, that's beautiful. So
Exactly.
is there any specific herbs that you recommend or like anything like, maybe some sage or Palo
Yeah.
Santo or cedar?
Yeah, actually all of those. And also
Okay.
sometimes I will burn like some dried lavender.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. I love
and
that.
some dry like rose buds. I sometimes like to incorporate in my like a bowl of like do a mix of like the cedar, a little bit of sage, a little bit of lavender, a little bit of rose, just like your own little blend of whatever you're feeling. So yeah.
I love that. I love that so much. I
Yeah,
never thought about burning lavender and rose petals, but
yeah,
that sounds amazing. That
yeah. I like
sounds like it
doing
will smell
that.
good too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
Especially that
sometimes too,
lavender.
I'll use like an incense stick, a little bit of incense, um, to kind of clear it, like the smoke from that.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and of course everyone can cleanse it. After that, then a good idea to put it by selenite, right? Just to kind of
Oh
keep it
yeah.
cleansed throughout until you're getting ready to use it again, and then you kind of pass it through like a little bit of incense beforehand, kind of like you were
Yeah.
saying, and then and put it back on your feet or wherever you're gonna place it when you're working with the root.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
so,
Absolutely.
hi Amber. Hi Cece. Moonstruck is asking, where do you get your herbs from?
Me personally, I get mine from Mountain Rose Herbs. I trust them. They are very ethical, sustainable. You know, like they're a really solid company when it comes to that those kind of things. I like to get my herbs from there. And then sometimes I'll look at like some local places that might have things, but I do like a lot of research before I'm very particular with stuff like that and making sure also that it's non-toxic and all that. So I like Mountain Rose Herbs for those kinds of things, and they have so many different things that you can choose from too.
We're gonna have
So
to check them out then.
yeah,
Yeah, especially because nowadays we gotta be so careful. There's, also with the crystals, right? Like there's
yeah,
so many ethical problems and issues in regards to how these items are sourced
yeah,
and the lack of respect to Mother Earth. So you want to make sure that you're getting your crystals and your herbs from places that are respecting Mother Earth, and they're not just. I mean, of course, I understand that there's businesses have to profit, but there's something about balance to me that I feel like it's important to recognize. Like, yes, you have a business and you gotta have profits, but when is it becoming about greed and doing everything possible, no matter if you're hurting Mother Earth or not? Then at that point, then you want to kind of question the values of that company, and so I can understand why you feel the same way. I feel the same way too. So I try to
yeah.
source things from places that respect Mama Gaia.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's a big thing. That's a near and dear important. Yeah, absolutely. And I will say they have they make like rollers of oil like for grounding, so you can always have something like that to help supplement the use with the crystals. I like pairing like crystals with oils and so you can kind
Oh
of get
yeah, essential oils.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
they'll
Tell
make
me.
like a roller.
So tell me, I want to know what crystal, what do you, I mean, do you prefer certain crystals with certain oils, or you just, you have like a certain oil that you like to use for grounding in general and then pair it with whatever crystal? Like, do you have like a ratio here, like a little, tell me your secrets.
Yeah,
What is it? What do you do? No, I'm
yeah.
just kind of curious.
When it comes to working with any of like the grounding crystals, I like using blends with frankincense or sometimes
Mm.
frankincense and myrrh, vetiver. Lately, I've been guided towards like cinnamon type oil, like cinnamon oil and patchouli and amber with the grounding. So you know have blends like that, or I'll put some drops in like a carrier oil, just to really kind of amplify the energy, the intention, and just make it really special.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, so when you're working with so tell me, so let's say, okay, so we were talking about using the crystals, right? But with we talked about different elements here, and then so we talked about the crystals, but also using them alongside with a mantra, and also alongside with an oil. So
Mhm.
how would you combine that? Like what would be your process when you're using all three of these elements as part of your grounding and healing your root chakra? What would you do? Walk
Yeah,
us through
so
it.
sure, sure. So I would clear my space a little bit, like with some herbs before I started. I like to put a little of the smoke on over my palms since we have so much energy out of our palms. And then with the oil, I would usually put some on my hands, kind of smell it, breathe it in to ground it, and put some on the bottom of my feet and sometimes on the top since it's very like grounding and we want to work with our feet to really feel grounded. And then I'll lie down. I like to lie down usually with the crystals, and because I will get sleepy sometimes, but I'll lie down and I'll put them on me usually like behind my back, between my legs, like on my pelvis, under my feet, in my hands, and I'll lie back and I'll make sure like I'll take some deep breaths, make sure I'm breathing, and then I'll say like whatever mantra feels appropriate for what I'm feeling, like I am safe. Sometimes I'll put my hands over my heart while I say it, I'm safe, I am secure. And if I'm not really sure why I'm feeling in a way that I need to be working on my root, I'll kind of ask, to be shown or get a feeling of what's going on and see if anything comes up, like a thought, a memory, anything to kind of feel and work through. Because when you're working on your root chakra, you tend to have to feel things and face things like fear or anxiety, and see why it's there so you can really like heal it and clear it. And so the
Yeah,
crystals are so like helpful and supportive.
it's you have to you have to almost recognize that the all of these energies are going to show up to tell you what parts of you need to be addressed and what to sit with at that moment.
Yeah.
And then I mean, what do you think about this, like after doing that and going through and sitting with these emotions, maybe even journaling afterwards, right? Just having like a little moment to journal
I was just going to
everything.
mention that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it actually popped in
Okay.
my head. I was going to say, yeah, it's so funny you said that. I was going to say, journaling is super beneficial. And sometimes, even if I don't do it afterwards, if I'm feeling, in a way where I'm like, I need some root chakra loving, I will just take like a grounding crystal and hold it or keep it near while I'm journaling. So even then, you can have the crystals nearby while you're journaling and working through it. Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
And another thing too, you can pour yourself a glass of water and put some of the grounding crystals around it for a little while, and allow it to kind of absorb that energy and then drink it with the grounding intention.
Oh, that's powerful. Look, Moonstruck is saying, I love that, Dawn. You're giving me all kinds of ideas. I like that. I love it. You're
Yay.
loving the ideas. And Vanita's here. She's saying hi. She popped in late. She's saying
Hi.
hello. Hi, Vanita.
Hello.
So happy to have you. Okay, so yeah, this is beautiful. So well, we're reaching the end of this part of the session. And
Yes.
so is there anything else you would like to share with us that maybe I didn't ask you or that you were meaning to share with us in regards to this practice of using the crystals to heal our root?
Yeah, I had a couple honorable mention crystals I just wanted to mention.
Yeah.
Tiger's eye. Tiger's eye is actually grounding. Like, it's not one that you would necessarily think of all the time, but like tiger's eye is a grounding crystal. And then there's another crystal that is not one that's meant for grounding, but intuitively for this group, it popped up. It's called Sugilite, Sugilite. It's one of my favorite crystals. And the reason why I'm mentioning it for grounding is because sometimes when our root chakra is wonky, we don't feel connected to ourselves, and like we don't feel that like higher self connection. And the Sugilite helps you to feel that connection. You know, it's a crystal associated with Archangel Michael and the violet flame. And so I like to work with this one sometimes when I'm not feeling grounded with the other crystals, to kind of, like, you know, when you want to feel yourself, you're not really feeling that spark. So a crystal like that, you know, definitely I suggest, you know, using your intuition. If there's a crystal that's not necessarily intended for grounding, that you still feel, you know, kind of secure with and feel grounded with, then, you know, by all means, definitely use it. You do what I mean? Like, definitely go with what you're feeling for that. So, but yeah, there's just so much you can do with the crystals to kind of help you with this.
I love what the idea of putting the grounding crystals around the glass of water.
Yeah.
I am going to be using that very often now.
Yeah. Yeah,
I love
absolutely.
that.
And you know, another thing you can do is maybe you can write on a little piece of paper like your grounding intention and put it under one of the grounding crystals and leave it overnight, you know, just,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
you know, things like that. You can get creative, you know, what do you know, like, say out loud to your crystal, you know, how can you help me? Like, see what ideas pop in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have that conversation with the crystal, like, open up
exactly.
that line of communication with it to see, like, what can you
Exactly.
do for me? Can you help me out? Tell me, and then let it speak to you through. Of course, it's not like it's gonna have suddenly mouth and eyes. It's gonna talk to you, but just feel into the energy and just see what. Can you imagine that? Just a little mouth and oh my god, like a little, funny situation there. But yeah, so okay, so I'm so grateful that you shared this. And if you guys have any other questions for her before we get started with the readings, let
Yeah.
us know in the comments. Otherwise, we will start shifting over. But yeah, I'm so grateful that you're sharing this with us. And I
Sure.
feel, I'm learning so much just by being here in in listening to you and the way that you use the crystals. It really just opened my eyes on how to use them myself, and how to
Mhm.
start taking advantage of them in fully.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Moonstruck is saying, I wanted to ask if you guys might think about doing a session sometime on crystals to help pain.
Oh,
Hmm.
I would love to.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, actually, because I mean, chronic pain is such a common thing for
It
people,
is.
and I know of people who have mentioned that they've used crystals to help them with pain.
Yeah.
Would pain be related to something, to the root? Would that be
Some
related to the root?
sometimes.
Okay.
I'm just jotting this down because I don't want to forget. But sometimes, a lot of times, the pain, it often, the chakra that it connects to is more related to sometimes an emotional element connected to the chakra. So it's
Mm.
kind of like you have to dig a little, like, investigative to see, you know, what, and also like where the pain is, what kind of pain it is. It kind of depends. But that being said, when I do work with crystals on people for pain, grounding is always a super important part of it, because there is that element when you're not grounded. It kind of intensifies how you're feeling and amplifies how you're feeling, so that pain, it's almost like it's heightened. So like the root chakra and grounding is essential for, you know, because even if that isn't the source of the pain, it can help with, you know, some of the symptoms of the pain, like the intensity of the pain. um,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and I will say for Moonstruck, in the meantime, but until we do that talk, the grounding crystal of black tourmaline can help with pain. If you put it on the area of pain, it can absolutely help. It's very good at absorbing energy. So I would recommend that for now to help.
And then also, I just wanted to mention for all of you who are here now, I kind of forgot to mention earlier, but if you want to connect with Dawn, you can go into her website. She does really beautiful work. I've sat with her. She's done reading for me, and she even helped me ground. And I did mention this on a previous live, but I'm mentioning it again because it was so powerful. That grounding that she did for me was so good. And so I didn't even realize how much more grounding I needed until she did it for me. So, yeah. So, and I thought I was grounding. Yeah. So I'm just letting you know. So, she's amazing. So I want to invite you over to her website, healbydawn.com, and really connect with her. The way that her and I connected was through evolveme.com. So you could also connect to her there if you prefer to go that direction. So, but definitely do reach out to her if you feel guided to work with her, and especially because if she works with crystals too, and she can really guide you specifically for your own situation as well in regards to crystals after your session. So, Moonstruck says, thank you so much. Yes. So, it's all love in here in this place. And I'm so grateful again for all of you for just sharing the space with us, and for your questions, and for being here, and saying yes to your higher self to be here and learn and expand. This is what it's about. It's about expanding and just sharing together. And Vanita says that she feels guided to keep tiger's eye and red jasper in her work fleece that she wears. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. Very grounding, huh?
Very grounding.
So there we go. So we got some things there. So all right. So if you guys don't have any more questions, we're gonna start moving towards, which is perfect, which is 1 p.m. So we're kind of slowly going into this transition into the reading. So if y'all want a reading, make sure that you share here in the comments if you want a reading, and if you have a specific question, let us know. We really do. I really do suggest that if your name is not part of your handle, of your YouTube handle, that you place your first name at least, so that we can make sure that we're connecting properly. Okay, so that's one thing that I like to say on my Instagram lives, and I'm saying it here too, because not everyone has their name on the on the handle, which is fine, but just at least share your first name so that we can connect properly. And so what decks do you bring today, Dawn?
Oh my goodness.
Talk to me, girl. I want to hear all about the decks. Tell me.
So today I was guided to bring over the Super Lunaris Tarot deck, which I might have used another time. I super recommend this deck. The creators are so cool, so nice. They actually endorsed my first book, Tarot Journal.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, and the cards are the artwork is very beautiful. The characters, I guess you could say, that they created just encompass everyone from all walks of life. Really beautiful art. I was guided to bring over the Sea Oracle deck.
Ooh, look at that. I love that.
Yeah, I've been really loving this. This was actually a birthday gift in September from my husband, and I am obsessed with it.
I love it. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. And the first deck that you mentioned, I think I'm gonna have to check it because it's been calling me. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to check it out.
I love it. I love it. And then the Guardian of the Night Tarot I was guided to bring over. It's a lot of animals for some reason, so there's probably someone here that might need that. And then lastly, I was guided to bring over the Cosmic Dance Oracle.
Ooh.
Oracle cards, very pretty, very purple, but the messages are always oh wow.
Yeah, I love it. Oh my gosh. I so absolutely love these decks. Okay, so who's first? Let's take a look here. Okay, bear with me because I'm moving up here. I don't want to miss anyone. Okay, so I got Marie, which is Seashells. She asks if she can get some guidance and healing. And yeah, sure.
Okay.
All right, so I'm picking up some energies that need to be cleared for you, Marie. So I'm going to clear that. I want to invite you to just take a couple of deep breaths in through your nose and out your mouth. And when it clear and remove and send to a perfect place. And just keep breathing in and breathing out. And just try to visualize this beautiful white light coming through your nostrils and expanding into your entire body and then expanding out even further. Just clear, remove, and send to a perfect place. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so we've removed some negative energies that were in your energetic field at this moment. And I see here that Archangel Raziel wants to apply some rainbow colors to your energy field. So I want to invite you to visualize all the colors of the rainbow coming in through your nose and expanding all into your entire body and making their way all the way into every cell of your body. So imagine every cell of your body receiving this beautiful light code of rainbow colors into your energy field. And I'm hearing aura right now for you. So I'm going to check your auric field real quick because I feel like there's some tears there. I'm just going to check here for you, Mary. So bear with me. So the etheric template, it has some tears. How many? So we're going to go ahead and clear the tears and ask Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, and Spirit to apply healing and the love treatment into your etheric template and repair the tears that were found. And Archangel Gabriel came forward, and I feel it's important that you stay in a space of that student. You're being right now in this. You're being guided into a different path of your life, and Archangel Gabriel is basically asking you to stay open as a student at this moment to learn, and also to recognize that there's a lot of blessings, a lot of generosity from the universe that is coming towards you. So staying open to that, opening your heart to that right now. And if you have a hard time connecting to that, to ask Archangel Gabriel to come forth and help you see the truth of what is in front of you at this moment, okay? And that is it for me. And I will pass it on to Dawn.
Wow, that was powerful. Yeah, so I'm getting a lot for you right now. One of your spirit guides came forward as I was shuffling, and you're encouraged right now to connect not only to the color gold, but to things that bring you joy. Find the things that bring you joy and really connect to them right now, as well as it feels as though your guides are encouraging you to connect to your your heritage and your ancestry. It's very important right now. what's happening is it feels as though you are feeling levels of distrust or deception, particularly in like a relationship. There's something that isn't feeling completely right to you, and your guides want you to connect to your intuition and like that divine feminine part of you. They want you to really tap into your intuition to guide you right now. They also want you to know that, you know, when you do things like connect to the joy and surrender right now, they that will help give you the clarity. It's as though you're on the brink of this breakthrough, like this epiphany that you need to see. And they're saying the easiest way for you to get there is by connecting to your roots, connecting to joy, and just really surrendering right now, and sort of trusting where you're at and trusting yourself, especially your intuition. So I hope that that resonates with you.
Oh my gosh, Dawn, can I just say, in regards to what you just mentioned, this aligns so much with the reading she got last week
Really?
with Angelia. Yes.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, it's
I
really,
wasn't there for the reading.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So it's so like it so
Wow.
seashells, Marie, I hope that you're seeing like your guides are being very adamant for you to really connect to those roots.
Wow.
So really, they're reminding you of this for a reason, so pay attention.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm getting like tingles. That's interesting because I had to log off right before the readings. So that's cool. I pulled this card for you, Surrender and Trust. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's really a beautiful card. So yeah, you're definitely encouraged to really don't hold so much resistance to the process and just let it unfold.
Let me
Yeah.
see if I change so that, because I don't know if people can see the cards well. Let me see if I change this. I'm going to crop the layout real quick. If you can share the card again. Yeah,
Sure.
there we go. Maybe that will make it a little
Yeah,
easier.
Surrender
Yeah.
and Trust. And I'll show you the other one from the other deck. Oh, the camera, the Ace of Swords. Really powerful, beautiful card. It's all about you, you know, getting the clarity that you need right now and this breakthrough, but getting it by connecting to your roots and doing what brings you joy. And it feels as though there'll be a joy in that as well. Like a natural alignment is the word I got.
Wonderful. Wow. Well, Seashell says uh, that she it does resonate and she feels a lot better today because she's been meditating. That's good.
Oh,
That's
good.
good. Definitely connecting to that and really doing that practice of connecting to your roots. And your ancestry. It's an important, and that's part of your roots, right? It's quite literally your root here on this planet is to connect to your ancestry, especially the healthy ones like Angelia was teaching us last week.
Oh
So
yeah, that was a game changer.
yeah, that was amazing. So I'm going to start doing that whenever you show the cards. I'm going to start changing it to make it
Oh,
closer so
cool.
that way people can see a little better.
Yeah, perfect.
And okay, so then let's see here. Okay, she says that she feels more close to nature this week, and so she feels better. Me, listen, I was about to speak to you in Spanish. I was about to say mira, but look, definitely the being close to nature, girl. We've been so disconnected from nature, and we tend to forget how much we need to be in nature. We come from nature. We're natural beings. We come from this earth.
Yeah.
So, okay, so the next one here, let's see. I'm gonna go up here. Let's see. Oh, look at that. So, Moonstruck said, "This is Christine." Hi, Christy. That's awesome. Okay, Moonstruck is Christy. Okay, and then Vanita says she would love any healing or grounding that might be needed at this time. Okay, absolutely. And then I'm gonna connect to your higher self real quick to see if there's anything here that I can do on my end too.
Okay. Vanita, do you want any reading or do you just want me to give you some grounding or?
Seashell says, thank you so much, Dawn.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Okay, Vanita.
Okay, so Vanita, I am getting Archangel Chamuel came forward for you, and it's interesting because he was guiding me over to self love, and it's interesting because I was guided to clear a positive expression at the soul level for you right now, and it was the positive expression of self esteem. So we cleared that. There was a little bit of a blockage there in regards to self love and self esteem, so we cleared that for you. Okay, and that is it in regards to. And then I'm also getting, so Chamuel, Archangel Chamuel was showing me the energy of soulmates. But when I got I'm feeling more, it's more about really being your own soulmate, really in that divine union with self. That's really what I got from Archangel Chamuel, to really being in that divine connection with self, in that union, in that divine union, and finding that beauty in self love, and that is it for me. So I am complete.
Yeah. So, along that note, yeah, the biggest thing I just got before I read what else I got is your guides are encouraging you to do tangible things to help connect you to more self-love. Um, what I'm getting is that you are near a place in your life where there are some new opportunities that might be coming your way, particularly like tangibly, like career or home, those kinds of things, finance. You're near this new beginning where there's more opportunity coming your way that will allow you to feel more like independent and secure. However, your guides want you to know that you're not dependent on anybody else, and to make sure that you're not attaching yourself to like old ideas or old beliefs that are sort of keeping you from really shining as your true self. It seems as though you might need to be doing a little bit of like shadow work, some emotional healing, and letting go of anything that really isn't serving you anymore. They want you to know that you're not like trapped or bound by anything. That at any moment you can just walk away from the things that might not be serving you, and they don't want you to feel as though you are dependent on other people or other situations to define your self-worth. Um, they want you to not only appreciate like the beauty in life right now, but the beauty in you. They want you to start taking more time to meditate and just like rest a bit, like step back and stop all the things that you can stop right now to kind of go within a bit and spend more time reflecting, because they want you to revitalize yourself, and they want you to come on the other side of this really shining and showing all of you. They want you to feel more empowered right now, and they are giving me the impression that you have a lot of creative energy to share. So doing this will allow that to expand like tremendously. So they want you to kind of step back, rest, connect to yourself, meditate, because they want you to understand just how amazing you are and how powerful you are and how powerful what you offer people is. So I pulled this card. I hope that resonates.
Here, I'm gonna bring it in closer.
So this is Be Magnetized. This is super beautiful. Very much about, your confidence, your creativity, empowerment. And the the Four of Swords here, really like asking you to rest, and from the C deck, beauty. And then from the Superlunaris, this is the devil, and the feeling is that, you know, there's just some inner work to work through to make sure that you're not relying on false or old beliefs, old patterns that really don't suit you anymore. So yeah.
That sounds amazing. I hope that resonated with you, Vanita.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's so beautiful. So a little bit of shadow work, that's part of our process, right? So it's always, we're always like, when are we ever gonna stop doing shadow? I don't think we ever gonna stop doing shadow work.
I know.
So it's just that unfolding, and I feel like as onions, right? We address one onion layer, and then after that, we're kind of like, okay, we can rest and integrate that healing, and then after that, then we got to do a little bit of work again. So yeah, so Vanita is saying, it's so funny because I was saying this, Vanita was typing, right? So she typed, love the guidance, done so much clearing, but there is always more. It was just along the lines of what you were mentioning here. I was connecting to you, Vanita. So yeah, self-love and self-care. Yeah, absolutely. Meaningful cards. She said, good. So I'm glad this helped you, beautiful Vanita. And y'all, if you don't know, Vanita has an awesome podcast, and I'm actually going to be posting the video this week of the podcast that she invited me to participate. You know, she invited me over to her podcast, and we did it over Zoom. So I have the actual video that I'm going to be posting, so you guys can watch. If you didn't listen to the podcast, you can watch it or listen, play on YouTube and just listen while you're cooking or something. But it was really fun, and I hope that you guys follow her on her podcast, and feel free to share your podcast information here, Vanita. This is all about supporting each other and family. So, and we're all family here. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she says our session was fire. I love the little emoji thing, like the little fire. Like, yeah, I was like, yeah, it was fire. Okay, so we got someone else here. I think it was Amber. Amber, let us know in the comments if you're still here, because I know some. Oh no, hang on, it wasn't Amber. It was. Bear with me. Sorry, I skipped you. C. I'm so sorry. So Cece, her name is C, and she would love some guidance on connection with her 2-year-old. Okay. So any guidance that we can give her with connection with her 2-year-old. Okay. And see, actually, she's been on my Instagram lives. She was on the Instagram live on Monday. So, well, thank you for coming back, C. That's awesome. Let us know in the comments if you're still here, because I know sometimes people jump off. So just making sure that you're still here. She is here and divinely guided here. Yes. So happy that you're here, Cece. I'm so happy to see you. So I'm getting something for you, C, in regards to being grounded in your own truth. So Archangel Michael is telling me that at this moment, sometimes you may feel like you sacrifice some of your truth for the sake of others and pleasing others. So Archangel Michael is really reminding you that you want to stick to your truth, what really resonates for you in regards to the way that you parent as well. So don't let other people tell you because you know your truth, and that's the most important thing that you want to pay attention to at this moment. It's very easy for others to have an opinion about our lives or about how we lead our lives, but we have to know exactly what our north is, because all our life is ours to live, not for us to live for others. So Archangel Michael is helping you with that. So if you ever need that support, just call upon him to give you that support, that courage to stay in your truth and stand in it. And that's all I have for you, and I'm complete. Disconnecting now.
Okay, let's see. So a couple things came up. One, you have a loved one in spirit who is around a lot, like supporting you. But on the same token, they're advising that you protect your energy a bit more. It seems as though, like around your home, particularly around your space, there you could use a little bit of a clearing, like open a window, burn a little incense, but set the intention to protect your energy a bit more, even just visualizing a white light around you. But really, it feels so the impression and the message that I'm getting is that you might be feeling a bit overwhelmed right now, a little bit burdened in a sense, and it's there's a lot of other people's energy, other people's issues affecting you. And so with your 2-year-old, you're being asked to sort of delegate some of your responsibilities or things that are weighing you down to other people, so that you have more of the focus that you need, because you're not meant to carry it all alone. They're giving me the impression that you might be concerned about where the connection is headed, and they want you to know that to keep going, like slow and steady wins the race kind of energy. They say, what you're doing, keep going, you'll get there. The other side of it is happiness, contentment, like that family connection, that family bond. There'll be a moment where things shift and sort of turn for the better. But they want you to know that when you're feeling frustrated, it's important that you take time out for yourself and just pause, breathe, give yourself a moment to regroup, recenter. And it's very important that you're grounded in your body right now and listening to what you need, as well as intuitively. And that will also help you sort of through this and to see where you're at, because they're giving me the impression that you might be neglecting your own needs at times. And the best way to get through this is by not neglecting yourself and paying attention to what it is that you need, but that things will improve. But it's just a matter of getting there. It's like, it's hard to sometimes see the other side of it, but just keep going, but take time out, delegate responsibility, pause when you need to, and hopefully that resonates. I would like to show you the cards that I pulled.
Bring it up in.
Consult your body's wisdom, and this is super grounding with this tree. And the 10 of Cups, this is the emotional satisfaction that you will reach with your 2-year-old. That's like the ideal, like happy contentment. And then this is the 10 of Wands, and it's just speaking of being overwhelmed and having a little bit too much on your plate right now. And this is the card Pause at the beach, just making sure that you're stopping when you need to and recentering.
I hope that resonated for you. See, and that last card made me want to go to the beach.
Oh, I know. I know. I immediately thought of summer. I had like a flash.
Oh my gosh. And you're up there in the middle of winter with the cold weather.
Exactly.
At least you can look at the card and feel warmer as you look at the card. Okay, so let us know, see how that works for you. Everyone is loving commenting on the red that I'm wearing today. And I honestly did not even think about, like, y'all, I wasn't even thinking about root chakra. I was just thinking I'm wearing red today. But that's how I am guided. Just I
I
don't,
love it.
you know what I mean? Spirit just guides me.
Yep.
And then C says, thank you, Jakara and Dawn. Definitely resonates and a
Oh, good.
beautiful heart.
Oh,
Yay. And then
good.
Vanita says they're beautiful cards. Yeah, they are gorgeous cards. Absolutely. So that's good. So, okay. So let me see. I'm going to ask, hang with me, y'all, because I know I could potentially skip someone and I don't want to skip anyone. And I think now Amber, now it's your turn, my love. I didn't now because before you would see. So let me know in the comments if you're here. Yeah, I was intuitively guided, Vanita. Absolutely. I definitely was. It was so funny because I wasn't even thinking, like in the morning, I'm not really thinking straight. Okay. I need the guidance from spirit. Spirit needs to guide me in the mornings because I'm not thinking all the way through. It's interesting because some people are more of night owls. I am more of a night owl. So I feel like my brain functions really great at night. So I've noticed that lately. I've been taking a class. Oh, the Akashic class that I told you about. And oh my gosh, it's just like I feel so much better when I study at night. I don't know why. It's just I'm like, I
Right.
guess I have to accept that I am a night owl.
Right.
Um, so yeah, so Vanita says she's not a morning person either. Okay, so at least at least I'm not the only one. Yay, because I was like, well, am I the only one that does this? Like, I don't know. Like, is this normal, y'all? Like, I don't know, but it's all good. Okay, so Amber is here. Yes, so she says that she would like a general reading.
Great.
Absolutely, Amber. General reading is perfectly good for you. And after you, I think it's going to be, let me see. I think it's going to be Jacinda, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just trying to keep up with y'all. Yeah, I think it's going to be Jacinda. I think you had a question, right? Oh, no, no. Jacinda was just talking about the root chakra. Moonstruck is the next one. I think, Jacinda, you haven't asked your question, but I think you have a question, Jacinda. You haven't asked it yet, but I feel like you're meant to be getting a reading today. So there could be a reason why I mentioned you here. So if you have a question, you can post it here on your on the comments. So after Amber, it will be Moonstruck. Christine. All right, so Amber, I'm going to send some healing energy to you right now. So I want to invite you to close your eyes for a minute, take a deep breath, and take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. And when you take a deep breath, you're going to take it all the way in to the bottom of your belly. And when you release all the way out until you have nothing else to release. And do this a couple of times, around 3-4 times. And we're gonna release some energies that are around you right now. So we're gonna clear, remove, and send to a perfect place. Clear, remove, and send to a perfect place. Sometimes we have little things that get attached to us, and we don't need that stuff. That's like dirt. We're cleaning up the etheric dirt for you. Please clear, remove, and send to a perfect place. It's like energetic noise that sometimes gets stuck in us. And we're going to clear and allow expression to be fully downloaded to her now. Okay. And Archangel Raziel is applying rainbow for you as well, supporting you in the clearing that we just did. So visualize this beautiful rainbow coming in through your nose, expanding all the way into your body and expanding all the way out your body, creating a rainbow shield all around you. And let that beautiful rainbow color colors be part of you and elevate your vibration. And we're going to download the energy of confidence into your energy field so that you can express yourself in full confidence in your truth. We're applying love treatment into your energy field as well. I'm being guided to check your auric field as well. Sometimes our auric field gets hits. It's very normal. Nothing to be afraid of. And we're going to check to see. I see some tears. I'm hearing 3. So we're going to clear those tears for you. And I'm going to ask Archangel Michael, Raphael, and Spirit to clear and repair the tears and bring the vibration to its maximum capacity. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so that's been completed for you. So I am complete. I will go ahead and disconnect from your higher self and then leave Dawn to give you the reading. Thank you.
Okay. Amber, so the impression that I'm getting first and foremost is that you are super, super creative. Like there's a lot of creativity within you that you really want to be sharing, but it's almost as though you feel like you're at this like fork in a road, and it feels as though you might be feeling a bit stuck, like it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel right now, because there also is this huge emotional element. Like there's a lot of emotion right now, and the way that you're feeling is preventing you from feeling fully empowered emotionally, which is also affecting your creativity. And your guides, they want you to, like, they're giving me the impression that you might be feeling some disappointment right now, and they want you to not look back so much and to walk away from the things that are no longer working, that are no longer serving you, no longer feeling resonant with you, because they want you to start following your inner light. So what's happening is that it feels as though you might be feeling like you're kind of in the dark right now, as though you're kind of stuck and you're having a hard time seeing the other side of it. And they're very excited for all the things that you have to share. Like it's like almost as though there's this new opportunity on the horizon that is very creative, very emotionally fulfilling, but you're having a hard time getting there. And so the guidance that they're giving is that they want you to keep following like the light in your heart, the light within you, and the things that make you feel like it's almost raising your vibration. So to do the things that kind of help lift you out of this, because they're saying that even in your darkest moments, there's still light, and they want you to keep looking for that and finding that every time you're feeling really low, to connect to that light and your inner light to help pull you out of it. They want you to be able to start really showing like your gifts and who you are, because they're saying that you're very like vibrant and like sparkly personality, sparkly creativity. They want you to be able to start sharing that with everyone. They're saying that it's very empowering, and they're saying that when you are creative, it also helps pull you out of this and brings you closer to that light, so to speak. And they keep stressing for you tiger's eye and your solar plexus. There's like this big connection there. So healing your solar plexus and connecting to tiger eye and connecting to your creativity will really help you through this. But they're also giving me the impression that it would benefit you to clear your space a bit and regularly clear your energy field, because you're highly sensitive and like empathic. And so you're collecting a lot of debris around you that doesn't belong to you. And that's also adding to this feeling of where you sometimes struggle to see that light to pull yourself out of this. So I really hope that resonates with you. I pulled this card, Sparkle and Shine. it's very, very powerful card, and definitely feeling like you connecting to your solar plexus, your intuition, your gifts. Also, the Eight of Cups, walking away from what doesn't serve you anymore, and the Ace of Cups. And I'm feeling so much creativity with you, and just like a lot of like emotion and heightened awareness, and then lightness with the beach. But they want you to know that you'll get there, and they're giving me the impression that sometimes you feel like you're kind of underwater and like you can kind of see the top, but it feels like it's really far away. So connecting to your creativity right now will help you get there quicker.
That was so beautiful. And it's interesting, Amber, because I was guided to, well, your higher self really guided me to clear your energy field, and kind of that's aligned so much with what she's mentioning there. So practicing that, and who do you think selenite would help you? Selenite or
So
any of
yeah,
those?
selenite will help you. I would suggest if you have a piece of selenite, like literally, if you can get like a stick of selenite and cut the air around you with it, like cutting the cords, cutting, like clearing the energy. But selenite is very high vibration too, and holding it and just sitting with it to help like lift you out of it. Yeah, you are very, that's the impression that I got. And it feels like it's like clouding your creativity and making it hard to find that one thing. And I actually can relate to that, but they're stressing tiger's eye and your solar plexus. I'm also seeing pyrite, like pyrite crystal, because they're saying that the more empowered that you feel right now, and the more that you realize, like, to kind of regain your hope, the more that it's going to help you be able to focus. And so you're feeling people's energy really strong, you're saying. And a lot of the grounding tips that we gave today can also help, but make sure that you're protecting your energy as much as you can. I just got a vision of you like take a salt bath with Epsom salt regularly, with the intention that you're clearing all this other energy and grounding yourself so that you are feeling more empowered, because they're showing that you have this light, but it's almost like it keeps, because of all this. So they don't want these outside factors to dim your light, but they keep emphasizing that focusing on your solar plexus right now to regain that empowerment, and just like shielding yourself, even just setting the intention to shield yourself, clearing yourself at the end of the day, making sure that you're not taking on everybody else's energy.
Yeah, that's so important, especially if you're so sensitive. And and when we're going through this spiritual path, and a lot of us are getting activated into these gifts, because we all have gifts in certain, and we're meant to use them in different ways, right? Like they're not all meant to be used. For example, like how Dawn uses them, or how I use them. Like we all use them differently on everyday life. It's
Mhm.
and as we grow in our consciousness and our awareness, then we become even more sensitive. So then we are kind of responsible for our energetic hygiene in a way. And basically, the things that Dawn has shared today in regards to the crystal healing with the root chakra, it's basically it's one of the basic things that we want to do to start practicing that energetic hygiene. And also, what you mentioned about cutting the cords with a selenite crystal and everything. That's also a really great way, especially if you're very, very sensitive and you're noticing that whenever you go out or you interact with certain people, you come back home and you feel charged. That you want to do something about it. It's like, for example, if you get dirty, right? You go outside, you get dirty, you're gonna take off your clothes and go take a shower, right? Like it's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing, but instead of doing something physical, I mean, we are doing something physical, but it's for that energetic support, right? Which also taking showers can help you, clear energies as well,
Yeah.
because water is very powerful too.
Yes.
So, but that's the thing is, we got to start becoming more aware. And the idea is not to instill any fear in any of you here, right? So the idea is to instill that sense of responsibility for your own energy and empowerment of your own energy, so that you can feel like you have that the tools and the ability to be able to feel like you have control over the way you feel, versus having all of these different energies kind of pull us back and forth. So another thing that I would recommend too is calling in your energy back. You consciously get back home, or you go somewhere, or maybe you're feeling overwhelmed somewhere. You go and within yourself, and you close your eyes, you call all of your energy back. Just intentionally say, I call all of my energy back from all times dimensions, and I bring it back to my heart center, and you'll see how that disconnects you. And then quite literally imagine your energy like disconnecting from all of these different things, right? So try to imagine that visualize that if you can.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was my 2 cents there.
Yeah, and I also saw for you, Amber, to make sure too that you specifically clear the bottom of your feet, like energetically. For some reason, it's almost like you're picking it up where you're walking, where you're going. So even just rubbing the selenite under your foot, but just make sure you're really energetically clearing yourself right now.
Yeah, and then yeah, so she's saying that and then if you have someone at home that is toxic, then you definitely want to make sure that you create some sort of boundaries for yourself, even within the home. So some energetic boundaries. So if you're sharing a space, and maybe you have access to a room where you can create an energetic grid, and you can go into my back into the channel. I do have a video on how to create an energetic grid, so you can go there and find it. Is how to protect your home, so you can do that even within the room, even if you're not doing it within the entire home. But also recognizing that you have the power to disconnect from their energy. You don't have to you don't have to let that enter your energy field. You have that power to let it slide, to have like this little bubble, and then just let it slide out into the ground. That it doesn't have to come into you, right? So taking that into consideration as well. Yeah, that it's hard. It's hard when you're dealing with toxic, energy, because it's dense, right? It's very heavy,
Right.
so it can get a little overwhelming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so well, we have some. I love these readings because we get to share some things, and all of these tips that we're sharing. You can also use them for yourself, even if it doesn't. If the reading is not for you, some of these tips, if you feel like it resonates with you, you want to practice some of these tips, definitely do so. So I have Moonstruck. Moonstruck is here. She says, can you give me some guidance on whatever spirit thinks I need? This is Christy. And then she said, Jacinda's right. That red really looks good on you. Thank you.
It
Thank you
does.
so much. I'm going to have to start wearing red, y'all. Because on one day I was wearing this beautiful orange, and everyone was like, so I guess these colors are my color.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you look very like vibrant and fierce
Yes,
and
like fierce.
yeah,
Yeah.
bold.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, so I'm not getting anything for her, so this is all yours.
Okay, bear with me here real quick while I shuffle.
She's saying lots of stuff to try. Thanks. Oh, that's beautiful. Jacinda's. Oh, okay. Y'all like my lipstick.
I love your lipstick.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to share that. I love it too. It's from NYX. I got it on at Ulta. It was I was looking for something luscious to wear. And I love red lipstick. I think it makes me feel like if I'm feeling down, I can just wear a little bit of red lipstick and some eyeliner, and I feel like $1,000,000.
Absolutely. Okay.
Hi, Joanne. Welcome. Look at that. Y'all are coming in late, y'all. Okay, so yeah, thank you, Amber. But it's all good. We'll try to get y'all, but you know, we are ending it too.
Okay, Christy. So, the impression that I'm getting is that right now you might be going through a bit of a transformation that might be feeling a bit difficult for you. It feels as though you might be feeling like you're fighting a battle and in some ways you're winning, but it just doesn't feel worth it. Like it feels like there's a lot of disappointment and dismay right now, as though you're expending energy that you don't need to expend. Your guides want you to know that this situation will correct itself. You will be finding that balance. Like it will work out. But what's happening right now is that you're going through a bit of a change or a transition because you're becoming that much closer to being more aligned with yourself, like your true self, your higher self, your purpose. So things feel a little unstable right now, and your guides want you to start going within. Like they want you to just shut everything else out, like all of the chatter, the chaos, the distraction, what everybody else is saying, what people on the internet are saying. They just want you to go within and connect to yourself for a while and just do some serious like contemplating and getting back in touch with yourself, because things are shifting for you, and they're giving me the impression that the best way to handle this is to allow yourself to feel all of it, even though it doesn't really feel good right now. They want you to feel it, feel the emotions, feel the physical part of it, and just sit with it and work through it alone. Like, it doesn't mean that you can't reach out to people for support, but they want you to like what you really think about things, what you yourself are really feeling, what does it mean to you. Like they want you to get in touch with your inner self and be able to recognize your guides and your guidance more clearly, because you're just shifting and it's almost like you're stepping up, you're about to step up into this like new version of you, like this higher version of you. And so they want you to just like cut everything else out right now and just go within, you know, step back a bit, get a little quiet, get a little bit inside yourself, and just feel everything, even the uncomfortable, with the knowledge that this will balance out. Like it'll be okay. It just doesn't always feel good. So I hope that resonates for you. I have here the Five of Swords right here. Judgment from the Super Lunaris Tarot. This is a really powerful, pretty card. And the Hermit, which is the card that stalks me regularly. And Fluid, with the ocean, about being fluid and just really kind of riding with how you're feeling right now. You know, allow yourself to shift, allow yourself to transform. Try not to have too much resistance, because the resistance makes it that much more like unbearable when we kind of shift through these big, you know, transitions on our journey.
That is so powerful because Christy, I know that this is I know this is such a powerful guidance for you. And I hope that this is something that resonates for you and that you can put into practice for yourself. I'm so excited, and oh my gosh, you know, this sounds so amazing. Yeah. So, and then she says helps tremendously. Thank you so much. You're all so amazing, and you're amazing too, girl. Sending all of that amazingness back to you, because you are also amazing. Yeah, all of y'all are amazing, and I just love all of you, and I'm so grateful to share the space with everyone. And do we have room for one more reading? I think we do, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So let me, I want to make sure that I am finding the people here and I'm not skipping anyone, because, you know, we really do want to make sure that we're, okay. So I think Jacinda, you were the next one. And oh, look at that. I have my root chart from you in front of me, Jikara. It's so interesting to see the root come up. I have been listening to sacral chakra meditation since Sunday. Oh, that's beautiful. Jacinda, and you said she has a charging plate, a selenite charging plate. I know that you had a question somewhere around here, Jacinda. I'm just trying to find it because I know I saw it. I remember because I felt like you had a question. And that's why I mentioned it. It's like, oh, you have a question, right? Because I kept saying that I saw a question from you. But in the meantime, we're going to. Okay, she had a question about the root chakra or any messages. But do you have a specific question about the root chakra, Jacinda, that you want to share with us? Like, is there a specific question that you have about what we covered today, or is it a specific question about you, specifically about your own root chakra? Okay, any messages and is root clear? Okay, I can check for you for that, Jacinda. That's not a problem. Okay, so I'm clearing some energy from your root chakra right now. So I just want to invite you to close your eyes for a minute and just take a deep breath. And when you take that deep breath, just visualize this beautiful red color coming through your nose and send it to the bottom of your spine. Okay? And allow it to expand into that space. And just visualize that color just expanding. And as you release, as you exhale, just visualize this beautiful white light exhaling out of you, okay? I also see here that there's some energetic noise. We're going to clear, remove, and send to a perfect place. And this is related to your root as well. So please clear, remove, and send to a perfect place. It's affecting a little bit of your root, and I feel a little bit of a ungrounded energy. Please clear. Also a little bit of anxiety. That's what I feel. Please clear, remove, and send to perfect place. There's a little bit of conflict energy in your energy field, so we're gonna go ahead and clear that. So conflict. Or being around conflict that kind of imprinted a little bit in your energy field. So we're clearing that for you. And we're going to go ahead and clear blocks to the positive expression of faith. So having faith in yourself and in your path. Also in your guidance, in your inner guidance. I'm hearing that as well. And I'm hearing, so Archangel Chamuel wants to share a little bit of pale green color. So visualize this beautiful pale green color coming through your nose. Just breathe in that beautiful pale green color and allow it to expand into your entire body. And visualize it just growing with every breath you take into your energy field, all the way to your auric field, elevating your vibration. Also for you, I feel the auric field is compromised, so we're going to check to see which layer. Bear with me. So I'm seeing a lot of tears. I see 8 tears on your etheric template. We're going to clear that for you. Please clear. I'm going to ask Archangel Michael to come forth and help repair the auric field as well as spirit. Angels of light. I see the archangels, all of the archangels surrounding you right now, helping you by repairing this. Thank you. Okay, that is what I have here for you. I am complete. I'm disconnecting from your higher self now. Thank you.
Okay. So the impression that I'm getting is that one of the things that might be interfering with you feeling fully grounded right now, fully secure, fully stable, just in general and in life, is it seems as though there's some things that might be interesting you and catching your interest that you want to know more about, learn more about, and you're being encouraged to start seeking these things out and start collaborating and working with other people and connecting with other people or groups who have these similar interests, because there's something there with that's going to really sort of, the word I'm getting is elevate your situation and allow you to feel a lot more stable, secure, grounded, as well as almost like financially. It feels as though you're being encouraged to pursue whatever this interest is of yours, like take some classes, learn a little bit more. And also, I'm getting the impression that to adjust to the way that you communicate sometimes and express yourself. It feels as though you might have to shift that a bit in certain situations to get your point across and be heard. There's an impression that you might be having some family issues as well, and your guides don't want that to hold you back. They want you to kind of release any emotional baggage that might be affecting you and just sort of move forward from it, because they're giving me the impression that once you let go of some of these traumas or issues, it will allow you to get to that better place quicker. Almost like smooth sailing is the word that I'm getting. There's an impression of you just sort of like reinvigorating yourself right now and allowing yourself to be a little bit more flexible with how this is going. The other impression that I'm getting is that you're highly intelligent, almost like a scientific mind, and your guides want you to start like planning and designing these ideas that you have, and sort of like creating like an outline is the word that I'm getting. And lastly, to kind of be honest with yourself and where you're at and assess what it is that you really want right now for yourself. And with that, I was also shown with your energy, it's almost like there needs to be a little bit more of a flow. Like sometimes it gets caught up. And I was shown you putting crystals, particularly with like grounding crystals right now. Like make sure that like you're putting like one in each hand, two at your feet, and then like one at your crown if you can, and maybe even like a crystal at your third eye, with the intention of creating like a flow, like a circle. Like it seems as though like you need to be putting up more protection around yourself right now, like energetically, so that there's not a disruption. I think Jikara might have been mentioning your aura, like just so that you have more of an energetic flow right now. So I hope that that resonates with you. The card I pulled here is the Six of Swords with this cute little turtle here. The Page of Swords. And I have the Three of Pentacles here. There's a strong sense of you collaborating and connecting with other people who have similar interests. And then this, honestly assess. And when I looked at this card, that was when I got the image of you with the crystals and really like protecting your energy and allowing for it to flow. So.
That's beautiful. So yeah, so she was saying genetics 100%. And she says no longer a white coat.
oh, so science. Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Oh my goodness. And then she says 100%, 10 years and thoughts. Let's get collaborating. That's beautiful. She says that this resonates. So that's good.
Oh, glad.
Okay.
I'm very glad. I'm very glad. Oh, yay.
Yeah, I love all this love that I'm getting over here. So everyone is talking about MJ, yeah, from Mary Jo from Soulful Revolution. I've collaborated with her and her channel before. So some of y'all know are part of her tribe too. So I'm so happy that you guys are here. And she's saying you're amazing, 100%. Look at that. Yes. So I'm so happy, Jacinda, that you were able to get some beautiful support here today. And so we are ending this session today. And I want to thank all of you for participating in and learning. And if you got here a little later, I highly recommend that you go back and listen to the first hour of this recording, because it has a lot of really good information about how to heal your root chakra with crystals. And we're coming here, we're sharing some really important information that will help you, guide you to use tools so that you can practice that energetic hygiene and feel empowered in your journey, so that you don't feel like, oh my gosh, like I have to just go to other people to practice these things. You can still do these things at home. And if you get stuck, then that's where Dawn and myself come into play. We're here to support you. So, and if you want to connect with Dawn, you want more readings, she's an amazing, as you can see, she's an amazing reader, and also mediumship. She does mediumship as well, and it's absolutely beautiful, the work that she does. And of course, she also helps you with energetic healing as well. So she does really beautiful work with that. So if you feel connected and called to connect with Dawn, I highly recommend that you go to her website, healedbydawn.com. She's also part of the Evolve Me family. So if you want to connect to her there, are you going to have any classes there? Are you going to be offering any classes anytime soon?
Yes. They're not ready yet, but yeah, crystal classes, tarot, and more. So
yeah. So if you want more of this stuff, if this is really resonating with you, then you definitely want to make sure that you follow her on Evolve Me. And I'm gonna try to put the website for Evolve Me on the description, so you can go in there. You can find me there. You can find Dawn, and also Angelia is there. And I'm gonna continue bringing other people. Of course, Dawn is gonna continue coming because she's gonna share all other information from the other chakras. So today we were basically talking about the root chakra. But if you have any suggestions, kind of like how some of you were mentioning, you wanted to talk about pain and all that good stuff, then please feel free to leave your comments below, and we'll be happy to come back and talk about those things that you're interested about. Because this is about, this is not about just us sharing whatever information, is about whatever you want to learn, right? So if you feel like you want to, like you're curious about something, don't feel afraid of asking for what you want. Kind of like how Christine was asking for what she wanted to hear about. So, and then C was talking about she would like to know more about health crystals. So crystals to help with health. There we go. So, well, look at that. We already have some things there, Donna.
I love it.
Yeah. And then, and if you feel called to work with crystals and to do a little bit more deeper work, then definitely make sure that you reach out to her. And I can't wait for those classes you're going to be teaching. I know they're going to be so amazing. And also, Dawn also has a tarot book. So if you want to learn how to read tarot, you can also find her book. And I have it here somewhere. Let me just pull it up real quick. I have it right here. Hang on. Hang tight. I'm going to have to bring this closer because y'all are not going to be able to see it very well. But I'm going to bring this closer so you guys can see. So the guide to tarot, and it's so amazing, and it's all in color. It's all in color, and you can see it's just so nicely written. So if you're interested in learning tarot, are you gonna be teaching tarot classes too on the
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach an intuitive tarot class so that people can kind of tap into their intuition as long like with the foundation of tarot so they can kind of flow with their readings. And then a couple of others I have ideas for as
Oh
well.
my gosh, I'm so excited. So
Yeah.
if y'all love Dawn as much as I do, then you want to make sure that you're staying in touch with her. And she also has Instagram, so you can
Mm-hmm.
find her at Heal by Dawn as
Yeah.
well, and on Instagram, and then also on her website. And yeah, so I'm so grateful that you came,
Oh, thank
Donna. It's always
you.
such a pleasure to have you.
Yeah,
And
thank you for having me.
yeah, so I love you all, and I will see you next. So if you want to come to over to Instagram on Mondays, I am doing readings on Mondays, and I do archangelic healings, and we do some meditation. So Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern time, I'm on Instagram. You can find me at the Blooming Lotus Healing on Instagram, and oh, there we go. Here we got both of ours Instagrams. So Instagram for Heal by Dawn, and then mine is the Blooming Lotus Healing. And you can find me there every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'm doing readings, and I'm there for about 2 hours as well. And we're basically just chilling out and getting guidance from the archangels and getting some healing. So if you like some of the stuff that I did for you, if you've received some healing and you want some more of that, then come on over on Mondays, and I'll take care of you over on Instagram. And then next time, of course, every Thursday I am here alongside with Dawn or other practitioners, sharing the knowledge, sharing the loves, sharing readings, and just enjoying each other's company. So thank you so much, everyone, and I love you. Mwah!
Thank you. Bye.